The new Goldwing just broke the touring rulebook. While prices climb and features vanish, Honda rolled out a bike that goes the other way. Smarter, calmer, faster. Double-wishbone front end on a motorcycle, wireless CarPlay/Android Auto, walk mode and reverse. Stock, not add-ons. If you ride 2-up, commute, or chase states, this changes what comfortable and safe feel like, and what your next bike should cost. The craziest part isn't what Honda added. It's the one feature they left out on purpose. And why? Watch until the end before you spend $1. Heritage Reborn. Honda did not just release another motorcycle, it resurrected a legend and reshaped half a century of motorcycling history in a single move. The Goldwing has never been just a bike. For 50 years, it has been the throne of the open road, the machine that transformed cross-country journeys into living legends. Riders didn't buy Goldwings for transport. They bought them to carry stories, to collect miles like trophies, and to turn highways into personal kingdoms. The 50th anniversary edition is not nostalgia, it's a statement. With its golden touches, its commemorative die-cast model, and its storybook documenting decades of dominance, Honda is saying, we're not preserving history, we're upgrading it. This is more than paint and polish. It is proof that every generation of Goldwing is both a time capsule and a prophecy of what's next. Why does this generation matter so much? Because it isn't just built for today. It's built for tomorrow's riders, tomorrow's roads, tomorrow's challenges. The last generation lasted 17 years. Imagine that. Almost 2 decades where one design ruled the highways, unchanged and unchallenged. Now, with the 6th generation, Honda is planting another flag, one that could stretch into the next decade, setting the standards not just for touring motorcycles, but for how machines become part of people's lives. This isn't heritage on display, it's heritage weaponized. The Goldwing doesn't whisper about the past, it shouts about the future. It's a symbol that comfort can be fast, luxury can be practical, and tradition can still outpace every rival. But the past is only the opening act. The real shock is waiting in the cockpit. What do you think of all the new innovations on motorcycles? Do you prefer all the tech, or would you rather keep it simple? Let us know in the comments below and see what is better in your opinions. The wireless cockpit. Your phone just became the brain of the Goldwing. No cables required. Riders once accepted bulky built-in GPS units and clunky menu systems as the price of long-distance navigation. That era is gone. The newest Goldwing integrates wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a breakthrough that allows every rider to bring their digital life directly into the cockpit. No cords dangling across the tank, no adapters cluttering the dash, just instant, seamless connectivity. The implications are enormous. With wireless integration, riders gain live traffic updates, real-time rerouting, and access to constantly updated maps. That means the information on the screen is never outdated. A rider crossing a mountain pass can see congestion ahead, reroute with a tap, and keep moving without pulling over to wrestle with a phone. The cockpit becomes a nerve center, handling music playlists, phone calls, and navigation all at once. Touring used to mean isolation. Now it means connection without distraction. The user interface is streamlined to minimize stress. Clear, high-resolution visuals and glove-friendly controls mean that the Goldwing is not asking the rider to adapt. It adapts to the rider. And because the system works wirelessly, it preserves the clean lines of the dashboard. Riders can finally enjoy modern convenience without compromising on aesthetics. This wireless cockpit is not an accessory, it is a transformation. Honda has turned the touring motorcycle into a rolling smart hub, and in doing so, it has erased one of the last barriers between riders and the modern connected world. That is the mind, but Honda also reinvented the body. Before we dive into what Honda might be hiding next, hit that subscribe button and join the ride. Every update, every twist, every breakthrough, we cover it here. Physics cheated. This front end does not bend, it outsmarts the road. For decades, motorcycles relied on traditional telescopic forks to handle bumps, braking, and cornering forces. Honda decided that was not enough for the Goldwing. Instead, the engineers introduced a double-wishbone suspension system, a design usually reserved for sports cars, and applied it to a touring motorcycle. The result is stability, unlike anything riders have experienced before. Brake dive, the old enemy of heavy touring bikes, is dramatically reduced. Cornering feels controlled, almost intuitive, as if the bike reads the road ahead. The technology goes deeper than the suspension arms. The Goldwing's ride modes now communicate directly with its electronic damping system, meaning that changing from tour to sport or rain is not just about throttle response. It actively reshapes how the suspension behaves. Riders feel the difference immediately, whether they are carving twisty mountain roads or gliding down endless highways. The motorcycle adjusts itself, and the rider simply enjoys the result. Honda also integrated Hill Start Assist, a feature that prevents rollback when starting on an incline. Combine that with a memory-equipped electric windscreen, which remembers the rider's preferred height, and suddenly even small frustrations vanish. Touring is not about single rides. It is about thousands of miles over countless conditions. These features remove stress riders did not even know they were carrying. The Goldwing cheats physics by making a heavy touring bike feel light, predictable, and forgiving. It is a feat of engineering elegance that redefines what comfort truly means on two wheels. Comfort is great, but speed changes everything. If the Wing's legacy speaks to you, start by upgrading your own. My road-tested touring gear and accessories are linked in the description. Power without compromise. A sofa should not sprint like a Ferrari, but the Wing does. Underneath the elegant bodywork lies an 1,833 cubic centimeter flat 6 engine, one of the smoothest and most refined power plants in motorcycling. This engine is a signature of the Goldwing, a mechanical heartbeat that combines quiet confidence with shocking acceleration. Riders expect serenity. What they get is muscle that rivals sports cars. The choice between a traditional manual gearbox and Honda's dual-clutch transmission makes this bike even more versatile. The DCT, now smoother than ever, allows effortless gear changes without a clutch lever, transforming long-distance rides through cities or mountains into seamless experiences. Riders who prefer the tactile connection of a manual can still enjoy refined shifts, while those who embrace the DCT gain convenience that feels almost futuristic. Practicality is not forgotten. The Goldwing includes an electric reverse and a low-speed walking mode, functions that eliminate the intimidation of maneuvering a large touring motorcycle in tight spaces. Parking lots, steep driveways, and crowded event grounds suddenly feel less like obstacles and more like minor details. Riders do not wrestle the bike, they guide it. This combination of immense power, versatile transmissions, and intelligent maneuvering assistance ensures that the Goldwing delivers thrill without compromise. It is proof that a motorcycle can be both comfortable and exhilarating, practical and breathtaking. And Honda did not stop with speed. It built everyday touring around you, the stress-free cockpit. This display does not just show data, it calms your brain. Touring riders know that distraction is the enemy of endurance. On a long journey, every unnecessary menu, every confusing button, and every cluttered gauge compounds into mental fatigue. Honda approached the Goldwing cockpit with one guiding principle: clarity. The result is a 7-inch screen that delivers information without overwhelming the senses. Large fonts, a clean layout, and a high-resolution finish ensure that the rider spends less time deciphering and more time riding. What sets this interface apart is not only its sharp presentation, but also its harmony with the motorcycle itself. Speed, fuel range, ride mode, and navigation all coexist on one central canvas. The rider does not need to shift focus between clusters of dials or search for buried icons. Everything vital lies within one easy glance. That simplicity lowers stress levels on long rides and when combined with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it transforms the entire cockpit into a seamless command center. Helmet communication systems also integrate more naturally than before. Voice prompts, phone calls, and music can flow directly through a rider's chosen headset without lag or distortion. Touring is no longer about juggling devices or fumbling for buttons. It is about staying present in the ride. By reducing the friction between rider and machine, Honda has made the Goldwing a partner rather than a puzzle. And it is not just what you see, it is what you touch every day. Everyday touring comforts. Honda hid luxury in the smallest details. Riders who live on their motorcycles for hundreds of miles each day know that true comfort comes from the features you barely notice until you suddenly miss them. The Goldwing demonstrates this truth with its heated seats, a feature that seems indulgent until a cold front sweeps across the highway. Warmth radiates through memory foam cushions, transforming what would have been a shivering ordeal into a cozy continuation of the journey. USB-C charging showcases Honda's subtle brilliance. Phones and devices stay powered in cleverly engineered compartments with smooth actuators, secure closures, and weather-resistant seals. Each pocket feels deliberate, more like a craftsman's solution than a generic storage box. Fueling has also become easier. Instead of clumsy latches or awkward keyholes, a well-placed button unlocks the fuel door with a satisfying click. Even with gloves on, the rider can access the tank quickly and cleanly. Every switch and control on the Goldwing is built with the same philosophy: glove-friendly, intuitive, and responsive. Touring riders spend hours shifting, braking, and adjusting, so Honda designed controls that reduce strain and maximize confidence. It is in these everyday touches, heated comfort, seamless charging, intuitive controls, that the Goldwing elevates itself from a motorcycle into a lifestyle machine. Touring feels less like survival and more like luxury. But when the road turns rough, safety layers kick in. Safety in every mode. The Goldwing anticipates mistakes before you make them. Touring is unpredictable. Weather shifts, road surfaces change, and traffic patterns fluctuate. Honda designed the Goldwing with layered safety systems that respond before the rider has time to panic. Central to this is the suite of selectable ride modes that tailor throttle response, suspension damping, and braking balance to current conditions. A twist of the dial transforms the Goldwing from a sporty corner carver into a rain-ready cruiser. Honda Selectable Torque Control, often abbreviated as HSTC, plays a crucial role in keeping the rear wheel steady. On wet pavement or loose gravel, the system automatically adjusts power delivery to prevent slip. Riders who may not even notice the intervention are saved from potential catastrophe by the invisible hand of engineering. It is safety without intrusion, control without compromise. Cruise control reduces fatigue on highways, but adaptive cruise is absent. Unlike luxury cars, the Goldwing holds speed without adjusting to traffic. Riders appreciate consistency, yet the missing feature shows touring technology still has room to advance. With these safety layers, ride modes, traction management, and stable cruise, the Goldwing allows riders to face unpredictable roads with steady confidence. And that missing piece, Honda may already be working on it. Patents of the future, radar, LiDAR, cameras. Honda's next move could change touring forever. While the current Goldwing offers one of the most advanced safety suites in motorcycling, documents from Honda's own patent filings suggest the company is preparing to go even further. Engineers have been exploring sensor arrays that combine radar, LiDAR, and cameras to monitor the road ahead, behind, and beside the motorcycle. This kind of sensor fusion could allow adaptive cruise control, lane departure warnings, and even early collision alerts, technologies once reserved for high-end cars. Adaptive cruise is game-changing. Set a speed and the bike adjusts to traffic, maintaining distance automatically. For touring riders, it reduces wrist strain and eases mental fatigue, redefining endurance across long, unpredictable hours on crowded interstates. speculation swirls about when or if this technology will appear in a production Goldwing. Some suggest the next major refresh will introduce at least one of these features, while others believe Honda may roll it out gradually across multiple models. What is certain is that the Goldwing is the natural flagship for such innovation. Its role as Honda's ultimate touring machine makes it the perfect platform to debut features that could later cascade down to other motorcycles. These patents prove that Honda is not just resting on tradition, it is planning to leap ahead. But even today's Goldwing transforms how your body feels on the road. Fatigue defeated. Long-distance riding is not about horsepower, it is about endurance. The thrill of acceleration fades after a few minutes, but the toll of vibration, noise, and awkward ergonomics compounds mile after mile. Honda has long understood this reality, which is why the Goldwing's defining strength is not brute speed, but its uncanny ability to defeat fatigue. At the heart of that strength is the flat 6 engine, a configuration that cancels its own vibrations with mechanical symmetry. Unlike the rumble of a big V-twin, this engine hums with near silence, leaving riders less worn out after hours in the saddle. Overdrive gearing adds another layer of endurance magic. Cruising at highway speeds with the tachometer sitting low, the Goldwing keeps its engine relaxed and efficient. The result is fewer vibrations, less heat, and a calmer environment for both rider and passenger. Instead of buzzing nerves and strained muscles, riders step off the bike feeling surprisingly fresh, even after entire days on the interstate. The physiological benefits cannot be overstated. Lower stress hormones, steadier breathing, and reduced muscle tension translate into a ride that feels more like meditation than punishment. The Goldwing allows riders to experience distance not as a battle against exhaustion, but as an invitation to keep going. That is why owners regularly clock hundreds of thousands of miles on these machines. The Goldwing makes the impossible feel routine, and now the software makes endurance smarter too. Software-defined touring. Updates, not hardware, now define the journey. In previous decades, a touring motorcycle's technology became outdated the day it left the showroom. Built-in GPS systems grew stale, maps froze in time, and riders were left relying on paper atlases or aftermarket units. The modern Goldwing breaks that cycle by surrendering navigation to the software in your pocket. Through wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the motorcycle projects live apps directly onto its screen, meaning maps update continuously and traffic information flows in real time. This shift transforms motorcycle ownership. Riders no longer buy a machine frozen in its model year. They gain a platform that grows like a smartphone. Map updates appear instantly on the display, new apps integrate seamlessly, and the Goldwing stays relevant as the digital ecosystem evolves, never feeling outdated. Real-time data also keeps the Goldwing relevant. Weather alerts, detours, and even fuel station availability appear instantly, helping riders make smarter decisions without pulling over. It is not just a motorcycle anymore, it is a connected travel companion. By shifting the burden from hardware to software, Honda has turned the Goldwing into a living machine that adapts with each update. Touring feels less like a solitary ritual and more like a dialogue between rider, bike, and the connected world. And when you are living out of a bike, space matters. Touring logistics made easy. 61 liters of freedom. That is the capacity of the Goldwing's top box, and it changes everything about how riders plan their trips. 2 full-face helmets fit comfortably inside, freeing riders from awkward juggling at rest stops or hotel check-ins. This is not just a box, it is a vault of convenience that redefines what long-distance packing can be. Electronic locks and a smart key system add a new layer of simplicity. With the press of a button, side cases swing open smoothly, offering secure storage for clothing, rain gear, or travel essentials. Riders no longer need to fumble with keys in the dark or worry about leaving bags unlocked. The Goldwing turns luggage management from a chore into an effortless routine. For couples traveling together, these details matter even more. Passengers can stow personal items, snacks, or devices without argument over space. Touring ceases to be a battle for cubic inches and instead becomes a shared experience of abundance. Riders who once dreaded packing compromises now find themselves bringing along luxuries they would have left behind. In real-world use, this ease of storage translates into smoother mornings, calmer evenings, and fewer headaches on the road. Touring is not just about the miles ridden, it is about how gracefully those miles are lived. The Goldwing makes the journey feel organized, almost domestic, even when the road is wild. Luxury often costs more, but not this time. If you made it this far, you already know the Goldwing isn't just a motorcycle, it's a movement. Subscribe now, drop your thoughts below, and share this video. Don't miss the next revelation. We're just getting started. Value that breaks the rules. Everything else got expensive, except the Goldwing. In a market where motorcycles, cars, and even basic goods have seen dramatic price increases, Honda's flagship tourer has held surprisingly steady. The standard Goldwing Tour already offers a staggering package of features, from the flat-6 engine to the 7-inch display, yet its manufacturer's suggested retail price undercuts many less capable rivals. Step up to the airbag DCT version, and the price still feels almost restrained compared to the technology included. The dual-clutch transmission earns its premium. In city traffic or on highways, it eliminates fatigue while preserving performance. Shifts are uncannily smooth, freeing rider and passenger to enjoy the scenery. It feels less like an upsell, more like sanity. Anniversary extras sweeten the value further. Commemorative gifts such as the die-cast model and coffee table book add emotional weight, reminding riders that they are part of a legacy. These touches cost little for Honda to include, but deliver immense satisfaction for owners who know they are riding a milestone machine. The result is a motorcycle that defies economic trends. At a time when everything else feels inflated, the Goldwing stands as a bargain, not because it is cheap, but because it delivers unmatched quality for its price. Honda has bent the rules of value in favor of the rider, but the value story does not end in dealerships. It ripples across the industry. Market shockwaves. When Honda moves, every competitor scrambles. The release of the latest Goldwing was not simply a new model launch, it was a recalibration of the entire touring market. Harley-Davidson, BMW, and Indian suddenly found themselves looking at spec sheets that made their flagships seem incomplete. Features once reserved for concept bikes, wireless CarPlay, memory-equipped windscreens, advanced suspension, had been baked into a motorcycle that riders could buy today. Competitors were left rethinking not just their upgrades, but their entire strategies. Touring standards are now shifting under their feet. For years, buyers accepted that luxury meant compromises, a heavy bike with limited tech or a high-tech bike without long-distance credibility. Honda shattered that formula by giving riders both. Suddenly, what felt enough in a premium cruiser now looks outdated. Even casual riders can see the difference, and that perception will ripple into purchasing decisions for years. The aftermarket has also been forced to evolve. Companies that once specialized in navigation units or clumsy add-on comfort kits are watching their relevance fade. Instead, opportunity lies in tailoring accessories to the Goldwing's refined platform, luggage extensions, software-compatible modules, and aesthetic customizations. Riders who once spent heavily just to modernize their machines may now spend just as much to personalize them. This is the domino effect Honda unleashed. The Goldwing no longer competes bike to bike. It compels the entire market to keep up or risk irrelevance. But the biggest disruption is not hardware, it is software. Software as the new touring currency. This motorcycle evolves like your phone. That sentence alone changes the rules of ownership. Traditionally, buying a motorcycle meant locking yourself to whatever technology was bolted to the frame. In 5 years, the bike would still ride fine, but its digital systems would feel antique. Honda turned that logic upside down by allowing the Goldwing to grow through continuous app-driven updates. Each time Apple or Google pushes a new feature to smartphones, Goldwing riders inherit it automatically through their cockpit screens. This ownership model excites and unsettles. Software keeps the Goldwing current with live weather, streaming, and maps, making touring modern and dynamic. Yet constant connectivity raises privacy concerns. Data flows between phone, bike, and cloud, leaving riders questioning control. Connectivity is now shaping the very meaning of motorcycle ownership. A bike is no longer just a physical machine. It is a digital ecosystem tied to the rider's personal identity. It updates overnight, adapts to traffic instantly, and communicates with devices in ways that feel more like an extension of the rider's lifestyle than a simple tool of transportation. But technology alone does not sell motorcycles. Culture does. The rider culture shift. From Biketoberfest to mountain passes, the Wing is rewriting reputations. Once derided as a couch on wheels, the Goldwing is now gaining recognition as the most advanced touring motorcycle on the road. The cultural shift is visible in communities where the Wing used to be dismissed as an older rider's bike. Spouses now see it as the machine that makes two-up touring comfortable and fun. Long-haul riders praise its balance between luxury and performance. Even sport riders, once skeptical, admit that the Goldwing's acceleration and handling rival bikes they never thought it could match. A new identity forms around the tech tourer. Riders celebrate comfort rather than apologize, redefining thrills through technology and reliability. Owning a Goldwing signals pride, innovation, and tradition, transcending stereotypes while claiming membership in a forward-thinking riding community. This cultural repositioning matters as much as the engineering. A bike is never just metal and wires, it is an expression of who rides it. By turning the Goldwing into a symbol of sophistication and progress, Honda has made it aspirational in a way that echoes far beyond spec sheets. And riders all agree, there is one last piece missing, the Holy Grail feature. The one thing riders beg for is not here, yet. Adaptive cruise control remains the glaring omission in the Goldwing's otherwise futuristic package. For riders who spend entire days on highways, adaptive cruise would mean no more constant throttle adjustments, no more sudden braking surprises. The system would handle the rhythm of traffic, leaving riders to focus on the experience rather than the stress. It is the feature that transforms endurance into effortlessness. Honda's patents show the path. Documents reveal radar and LiDAR concepts designed to give motorcycles the same forward-looking awareness found in luxury cars. Engineers are already experimenting with integrating these systems into the Goldwing's bodywork. The choice is not if, but when. And when it arrives, the Goldwing will once again set a standard that competitors scramble to follow. Why is the Goldwing the natural flagship for this leap? Because it already carries the weight of being Honda's ultimate touring platform. Riders expect it to debut the most ambitious technologies, just as it has for decades. Adaptive cruise would complete the circle. Power, comfort, safety, and now autonomy working in harmony. If Honda flips that switch, touring will not just evolve, it will reset. The Goldwing isn't just another motorcycle. It's proof that comfort, technology, and raw power can exist together without compromise. But this story doesn't end here. Every upgrade, every shift, every new feature changes how we ride and how we live. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, subscribe, comment with your take, and share this with fellow riders. Because the next chapter in motorcycling history is already being written, and you won't want to miss it.